You don't become stoic when life is calm. You become stoic when life refuses to cooperate. A plan breaks. A message lands wrong. Someone judges you. Something slips out of your control. And in that moment, you feel the old instinct. Fix it. Force it. Prove something. React. But what if the strongest move is not reaction, but steadiness? Stoicism isn't not feeling. It isn't being cold. It's not pretending pain doesn't hurt. Stoicism is training to feel what you feel without letting it drive the wheel, to meet the world as it is without needing it to be different before you can be okay. So what does living stoic actually look like? Not as a quote, not as a tough guy mask, but as a method for ordinary days when your mind wants to spiral. Epictetus begins with one clean division. Some things are up to you, some things aren't. Your choices, your judgments, your actions are up to you. Other people's opinions, the outcome, the timing, the weather of life aren't. And most suffering comes from mixing them up, trying to control what isn't yours and neglecting what is. So the first Stoic practice is simple. Name the boundary. Right now, what is actually in your control? Not the whole situation, not the whole future, just the next choice, just the next action, just the next sentence you speak, just the next breath. Because the moment you find that boundary, something loosens. You stop wrestling the ocean and you start steering your boat. The waves are still there, but they're no longer personal. And this is where Stoicism becomes powerful. Not because it gives you control, but because it gives you freedom from needing control. You can be disliked and still act with dignity. You can lose and still keep your character. You can be misunderstood and still choose the right response. Marcus Aurelius lived surrounded by pressure, war, politics, sickness, responsibility. And he didn't write philosophy to impress anyone. He wrote it to survive his own mind. His reminder was relentless. You don't control the world. You control your mind toward the world. So he trained his attention. Again, and again, and again. Because your life is shaped by what you keep returning to. For Marcus, Stoicism is a daily discipline of perspective. When something happens, you pause and ask, what is this, really? Is it an insult, or just sound from another mouth? Is it a disaster, or just a setback with extra noise? Is it proof that you're failing, or just a difficult moment asking for patience? And then, you do the most stoic thing possible. You reduce the story. You remove the extra drama. Not because you're in denial, but because you refuse to add suffering that isn't required. You can't control what happened, but you can control what you make it mean. Marcus called it building an inner citadel, a place inside you that doesn't collapse every time the outside shakes. Not invincible, not numb, just stable. Because the world will always move, but you don't have to move with it. And the practice is not grand. It's small. It's you noticing the instant you start spiraling and coming back. Back to breath, back to values, back to the next right act, back to the part of you that chooses. Seneca makes Stoicism even more human. He understood how easily we break, how quickly anger rises, how fear distorts, how the mind invents catastrophes. So he didn't promise a life without storms. He taught you to prepare for them, to train before the moment comes. Because the mind doesn't suddenly become wise in the middle of chaos. It becomes what you practiced. Seneca's warning is quiet but sharp. Don't waste your life in agitation. Don't spend your days rehearsing conversations, imagining disasters. burning energy on outcomes you can't control, because you pay for that twice, once in your mind, and once again when life happens anyway. So Stoicism isn't just what you do when things go wrong, it's what you do when things are fine. You practice simplicity, you practice restraint, you practice not needing the room to approve of you. You practice doing the right thing even when nobody claps, so that when the storm comes, you already know where to stand. And maybe that's the simplest definition. Stoicism is choosing your values over your impulses, choosing your character over your mood, choosing your next right action over your need to control the whole world. Because life will still be life. People will still disappoint you. Plans will still break. You will still feel fear. You will still feel anger. But you won't be owned by it. You'll feel it and still choose. And in that space, between the feeling and the response, is the freedom Stoicism was always pointing to.